Vestavia Hills High School and your Homewood Patriots. At this time, we would like to ask everyone to please rise for the playing of our national anthem. The colors will be presented this evening by the Homewood High School Color Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups first for our visitors from Vestavia Hills. And one guard of senior wearing number 1, Barrett Brown. And another guard of senior wearing number 2, Emery Bear. And guard of junior wearing number 3, Adrian Peterson. At the forward spot, a junior wearing number 5, Johnny Towie. And in guard is senior wearing number 13, John Allen Harper. The Rebels are coached this evening by Mr. Patrick Davis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for your Homewood Patriots first. At guard is senior wearing number 1, Kayla Carson. And another guard is senior wearing number 2, Drew Vale. At guard is senior wearing number 10, Daniel Vincent. At the forward spot is senior wearing number 11, Hayes DeCoudris. And at guard is senior wearing number 12, Jace Harden. Homewood is coached by Elijah Garrison, assisted by J.D. Smeltzer, Seth Cobb, Fred Martinier, Heath Bruner, Austin Patterson, and Ken Jackson.
Homewood Athletics. Back on the air, Kurt Bloom along with my broadcast partner. It's not football time, But the coach, Chet Walker, back with us.
Glad to be here tonight. When you look out onto the floor, you're going to see Vestavia and Homewood, and that is as good as it gets with rivalries here. It's going to be a great game tonight.
And we use this broadcast term, raucous. A raucous crowd, as the Rebels have brought their faithful here as well. I'm excited to see Caleb Carson. Heard so much about his basketball prowess during football season, an all-stater, and he's finally back in the lineup. He's been ill for quite a while. Good defense.
Nice job right there. They're going to look to do a lot of pick and rolls here tonight and try to get action off of that to number 5, Towery.
So this is Carson, 5'11" senior, all-state point guard. Tremendous year on the gridiron.
I was interested to see tonight how they play us. They play 2-3 zone, and they'll match up man-to-man. They're playing a soft man right now. We're shooting 22% from the 3, so I look for them to let us shoot those and try to protect the paint and keep the Kudris out of there.
We got Towery as Caleb hits a 3 and then gets fouled.
You know, 3-point play right there with a chance for a 4-point play. That's what Caleb's going to bring tonight. I really think some of our poor shooting is sometimes we're trying to step up. Who's going to get those points? Caleb's going to get us 15 to 16, and he can stretch us for more, but that was a great shot finish, and now we got a chance for a 4-point play.
No rim needed.
All right, we're picking them up full court. Kurt.
Carson on the defense. John Allen Harper for a moment. Brett Brown is in there. Peterson.
You're going to see us try to pressure them a little bit more. I know I didn't get to call the other night, but we want 70 possessions a game. We want to get 70 possessions, and we've been averaging about 62, 63 so far. So he wants to press the pace.
Brown with an inside move.
Nice move by them. But we cannot let them get the one-on-one matchups and get those easy layups.
I was talking about Towery before Caleb hit his 4-point play, but Towery is the last guy in defense, and he's at 6'7".
Yeah, and they really like to get him in the post. We're going to kind of sag on him because he's really not a great jump shooter, but, man, he loves to finish. You cannot go for his ball fake. He likes to pump fake and get you in foul trouble. And I know they're going to be looking to try to get the Kudris on the bench.
And Hayes had a big game against Oak Mountain, but he had his way physically, and now he's giving up some size.
Right there in that 2-3 zone we talked about, looking to try to slow the pace and just make us try to find the cracks.
Vail.
Shot clock violation right there. I watched Hillcrest, and Hillcrest did a good job against Vestavia for a little while getting into the paint. The middle of the zone is open, but you got to fake a pass to make a pass.
Coach, you got to remind me, just give me a hard elbow to the ribs. The girls do not have a shot clock. The guys do. 35 seconds.
Yes.
Three-pointer from the baseline won't fall.
Hopefully Hardin will have some of those fall. We really need those to fall for us tonight.
Ball fake by Towery, but nowhere to go. Bear. There were 3 Patriots there. One of them gets called for a foul. Looks like Vail.
Number 2, Drew Hill, his first team foul, number 1.
That offensive possession was good. Harden got the shot we wanted. He's shooting about 28% from the three-point arc. So he's one of our better three-point shooters.
Bear on the inbounds. Big man Towery at the high post trying to take to Kudris. Banks you off the glass.
You saw we sagged on him, but he still took to the right. We cannot let him go to the right because that's his first moves to take you to the right and score.
3 from the corner. Short. Good follow-up. Good pass to Kudris off the glass.
Good job by Harden. Harden did a good job trying to find the Kudris there. Followed his shot, got the rebound, and got the easy bucket.
2-point lead, first quarter for Homewood. Rebels almost got it stolen.
It's a great job of defense. Great job on Brown. Brown likes to use that body and try to get easy layups.
Vale faked the three. Out of bounds off the Rebels.
Yeah, CB, both teams are really on the year not shooting well. They're shooting, 44%. We're shooting 38%. So really trying to get these easy layups is crucial for both teams, and then get open threes, not contested.
Open three there, and it's going to be a turnover as the ball hit above the
Checking into the Patriot lineup, number 3, David Walden.
Keenan Limo.
Replacing number 2, Drew Vale.
Keenan's got a smaller sample size. He's shooting 36%, but that's his 12th three of the year right there. So now he's 4 for 12.
Hit a couple against Oak Mountain.
He's got great length, and he's really young to the game. He's got a lot of potential for coach.
Almost a turnover by Barron. It is a turnover.
Nice job of hands deflecting the pass there.
Walden using his speed that you and I saw for 11 games plus playoffs.
I really like Walden's eyes, too. He sees the ball, sees the man. You can see him looking at that. He's not tunnel visioned out there. Nice back cut by Walden.
Limo. And now Carson was hit a 4-point play. Fouled on a three-pointer. Shot clock at 6. Between his legs. Shot clock at 2. It's got to go up.
The Kudris, again, that's reps. He's not in the gym as much as a lot of the guys. When he set that pick, Caleb went to he should have rolled to the hole and been an easy bucket for him.
Caleb, we're talking about him, and you're talking about his shooting percentage. If I'm not mistaken, Coach, I think this is only his 4th game out of 9. And I could already tell the difference in the level of play for the entire Homewood team with him on the court. It's just like when he was on the football field.
Yeah, he just rises everybody up to that higher level of what they can do.
Everybody is better.
Your post players, your guards. I know Coach Garrison doesn't always, when you're sitting there without half your team during the football playoff run, it does let some of these other players get that experience. And it's not always about wins and losses in November. It's about what you can do in January and February.
Now into the Patriot lineup, number 25,
and it's the same with Vestavia. They started out like 1-4, and their guys came out here, and this made a huge difference for them also.
Yeah, I've learned these region records for these clubs early in the season really don't mean anything. Stubbs, a football player for the Rebels. Walden, tied up at 6. 3 minutes remaining, opening quarter for 3. Nice job on the boards. James Kellen played very well against Oak Mountain in a 5-point loss.
Yeah, he's a kid that I'm really proud of his development. He was a freshman football player, decided to go basketball only, and sometimes that's a mistake, but he's really worked his game.
Well, he played real hard
back in for the Patriots, number 1,
Tuesday against Oak Mountain.
And number 2,
and CB, I'm happy for that free throw. He was 0 for 5 for the season. Now we're 1 for 6. Because he's a better shooter than that. But he hadn't had as many reps as some of the other kids, and you get a little nervous out there. But he's got potential. He's got a nice stroke.
Ball hit the back again of the backboard up top. 1-point lead for the Patriots, 7-6.
Good full court man right here. Good hands by Vale.
Vale gets the steal. Did he step out of bounds? He did.
Checking back in.
That's one of those things I do like what Coach Garrison does here, trying to turn the tempo up of Vestavia, make their guards have to work.
But we were talking about that with Nevada Spurlock in the girls' game. Chet, you realize you've got to have the athletes to do it. Wide open underneath for an easy layup is Peterson.
Limo did not get back from this wing. When you sit there and trap on that side, your offside guard has to protect the hole. I think Coach will get him on film on that.
Rebels by 1. Limo for 3. Too strong. Bear hit the deck, almost turned it over. Keeps it alive for Stubbs.
Nice job by Bear going, and he was the first one on the floor.
Three-pointer, got it. Brett Brown. That's ball movement. by Vestavia. Remember, they almost turned it over during that possession.
Yeah, I was trying to see Brown, that name. There's a person in the superintendent's office, its last name's Brown, and he sure looks like him. I'm going to have to try to meet the kid after the game. We're stagnant. We need to move against this zone.
Rebels in what, Chet? I see a 2-3.
2-3 right there, and then that wing, Brown got out there, deflected it for the turnover.
Turnaround. Second chance for the Rebels. This is a very physical game, and the refs are allowing it to happen, which is fine with me, Chet. I have no problem with that.
That play right there, Kellen really needs to dig down there and help with the rebound. Towery is not a threat from the perimeter, and he was out there guarding him 15 feet from the hole, and we need his body down there. Because they have us in the size advantage. And
well, Vestavia makes a bunch of changes. Homewood brings in Cam Foster.
Yeah, Cam, we're used to seeing him on the football field, and he started stepping up better in football, and I think that'll help his confidence in basketball. But they're back to man.
You're right. And the under look there. Great look.
You're going to see they'll probably go back to zone. Nice play by Daniel Vincent on the back cut there. Caught them napping.
Two-point lead for the visitors. Baseline cut off. So a long three-pointer won't go, and then Foster with the rebound.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Jace Harden cutting the baseline off. They had nowhere to go and forced a bad shot. Come on.
Carson, he'll launch. Went in and out, and a whistle on the rebound.
That'll be the hardest transition because I got a little come on right there because I've been coaching basketball for a long time. And I love the movement we were doing right there. When we're stagnant, we're not good, but you make them have to guard you, kind of like Nevada was saying in the first game. It's hard to play defense. Make them guard us.
2-point lead for Vestavia, so a 2 would tie it, a 3 would take the lead for the Pats.
All right, going to be a one-on-one here with Caleb.
Good look by Carson. Shot rejected. Vestavia played defense. Peterson at the buzzer cannot hit. And that will close out a very frantic first quarter.
Physical first quarter.
Frantic and physical. 11-9, Vestavia over Homewood. Chet and I will be back after this. You're watching Homewood basketball on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page. Back at Homewood High School, 11-9 after one, Vestavia with the lead. Right now, Chad, who's got the pacing? Who controls the pacing of this game?
Patrick Davis does not want to play slow, but I still think it's playing to theirs because their pace, because they're more physical, they're a little bit bigger than us, and they're getting the shots they want in the paint there, and we've got to try to full court get those turnovers and get Caleb going.
So here's Drew Vale, and this is my third game with the guys. I haven't seen him play as well, and you told me he's an excellent basketball player. He's just been
just a lot of injuries.
Hard to get on the court there. They always talk about the best ability is availability. Carson, the spin move, jumper is smooth.
Can't coach that, CB. That's a great smooth move. Anytime he can get in the paint, elevate, that's going to be bottom for him.
He's got 6. We're tied at 11. Towery. 3 Patriots were there, and it's out of bounds off of Homewood.
And with his physical nature, you need 3 Patriots there because you saw he didn't want to shoot a jump shot. He was going to take that thing to the right and try to go to the hole. We can't let him go right. Make him go left.
Underneath, and the foul as well.
Basket is good.
Excellent inbounds play. They had him out on the wing, and they were able to get the screen, and he rolled off of it, was open, got enough crease to use that physicality to get the bucket. Going for a 3-point play.
Checking in for the Patriots, number 3,
That's
David Walden.
when you're going to have to learn
Number 5, Johnny Towery,
on those inbound plays how effective. At 6'7", he's just bigger than everybody else. He also moves well. This is not a lumbering 6'7" guy. Pretty good athlete.
Yeah, very good athlete. All right, they're going to be in their press here. They run a 2-2-1 and a 1-2-2. Looks like they're in the 2-2-1. You see the guys getting to the middle here.
Nice pass. And Towery on the block.
And that's why they can do that, because at the backside you have somebody that can elevate, and that was a layup, and he took it away.
A 3 for Vestavia won't fall, and Walden skies to get the rebound.
Force that shot.
Towery at the top. He does look to take DeCudris every time to the basket, more comfortable driving.
Yeah, and you notice he didn't really want to finish left.
Air ball, and DeCudris hands it off to Walden.
I really like Walden. He boxes out and plays like just a madman out there. He's the basketball version of the madman.
I see the switch on defense. Step back 3. No good.
Vincent almost had the rebound, but just was off balance.
Bear. Everyone's swiping at it. 3 from the wing won't fall. And here come the Patriots. Down by 3. Number 3, Walden. Around the perimeter. Harden. Carson.
DeCudris trying to find a hole down there.
Long one. Won't fall for Harden.
They controlled that possession defensively right there. We really didn't get the shot we wanted right there. We need to cut harder.
Agree. A baseline air ball. Caleb.
Between the two teams, they're 25% from the three-point arc. So, whoever can get in here and get these easy layups, cuts, and then the open 3.
Harden trying to
number 55,
set up
number 5,
a possible three-point shot, but deflected out of bounds.
And that's the thing. You see, look at how many fouls. They're letting them play, but you still got to try to get a charge, make them have to take. If they're going to call a charge on you, you got to be physical to the hole. Neither team's shooting well right now.
Walden.
All right, Susie, somebody to look for a 3.
Yeah, Susie also missed a bunch of time. Did not play against Oak Mountain.
Everybody's been battling the flu, and it's really been a bad strain. That's why it's good to be full strength tonight, but some of the guys haven't practiced enough at this point.
A three-pointer, and
we'll give
off
that
by Towery.
Yeah, we'll give you can come out there and shoot that as well as he did.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
He's a really good player, but that's not his game.
A 30-second timeout. 4:23 remaining. Vestavia is up by 3.
And I do want to say, like historically, this is still more up-tempo. Vestavia for a long time. Coach Hatchett's here tonight. I did want to recognize him. He has 597 wins for Vestavia, and that's a lot. And he really slowed the ball down, ran the flex offense. So when Patrick came in, it kind of gave a little bit of life. They had not been successful. In the last 10 years, Patrick will press you a little bit. He'll look to try to push the pace, and it got more players kind of enjoying to play again. But Hatchett You know, he still loves his communities here watching his boys play.
3-point lead for the Rebels. Vestavia Hills comes in at 6-4. Homewood at 5-4. And you said it best. I think both of those records are misleading because 3 or 4 very important guys play football and are not available at the beginning. There's Susi for 3.
Susi! Basket number 55, Drew Susi.
That's what we need to see tonight. You know, he has not been shooting to potential yet, and he is about a 37-38% three-point shooter last year.
We are tied at 14. Second chance for Vestavia, and then knocked away. Josiah Batson, and his shot got deflected.
Nice hustle by Batson, but again, you go into the land of the big boys.
Caleb Carson and number 10, Daniel
It gets
Vincent.
swatted away. I wish I was 6'7" in basketball. Towery has a really good wingspan, protects the hole well.
You know, I never wanted to be 6'7", but 6'2" to 6'4" is where I wanted it, right in that zone there. 6'7", everyone's looking at you. You can't find pants to fit.
I'll agree with
And
that.
so much is expected. And, you know, you're going to look like the gawky kid unless you are very athletic. But 6'2" to 6'4",
I might have could have thrown it 98 miles an hour, though. And
if you had that height.
I think of Randy Johnson.
For the leverage.
Yeah. You've seen a lot of guys throw some baseballs.
Susi has hit the three-pointer.
Got to cut harder than that.
Tied at 14. Home with a chance to take the lead. Carson.
That was good action right there.
3. No.
That was a lot better action there because we had a pick and roll opportunity. They covered it and it gave us a 3 by Jace in the corner. I can live with that 3.
Emery Bear, guarded by Susi, gets a screen.
And you see we're going to blitz those.
Good ball movement and then a foul.
That's the key. When you double team those ball screens, you have got to make sure your help side protects the hole.
Charged to number 12, Jace Harden, his first, second team foul.
Coach Davis does a good job. You know, and you can anticipate that. You know, once you see the first one, making sure your kids get their heads up and try to find the hole, and they get 2 free throws out of that.
Well, Terry misses the first. And you know you're going to play a lot of guys if you're Homewood. That's not the worst foul in the world.
No.
Homewood Patriots, number 11, Hayes DeCoudres.
Really, the only foul that's bad is the one on Caleb Carson.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like Nevada said first game. You know, certain players don't need to do that foul.
So Vestavia comes up empty on that possession.
You can tell Caleb's a little tired. You know, he's had the flu, and you know, you remember in football, it was almost like every time he could just keep going. But you know, he's going to have to play a lot of minutes tonight and just work through it.
Back to a cut, and then knocked out of bounds by the Rebels. So Homewood back in possession.
Back in for the Rebels, number 3,
I like that
Peterson,
because you're being aggressive, making them have to get a hand deflected. We still got 17 seconds on the shot clock, and we're fine.
Tied at 14, 2:32 remaining. This one's been tight since the tip.
Look how physical it is. They pushed DeCoudres out to the three-point line.
Hayes with the over-under move and draws a foul. Nicely done.
Yeah, and that's the kind of moves we need. You can't settle for a fadeaway jump shot. Make them, if he misses, you miss it, but you at least got a chance, and then they didn't call the foul there. Nice move by DeCoudres. He's one where, like,
for such a physical tight end that we get to see in football, a very athletic, smooth move, and he hits the free throw for 3 points for DeCoudres.
Yeah, being a multi-sport athete's really helped him. It can hurt you in some aspects, but he has put in the work, especially in the weight room, staying strong, and then knowing your game. You know, when he comes back, it's not to shoot 10 threes a game. It's
right.
Let's get in here and be physical and out-physical the opponent.
1 out of 2. Homewood by a point. We approach the 2-minute mark. here at Homewood's gym.
Nice trap, and we protected the hole, and they had to bail it out at the top.
A three-pointer won't fall. Good box out by DeCoudris.
Yeah, 23-foot three-pointer is what we want them to shoot. Stay away from those easy layups, the Towery.
Foster. Now DeCoudris. He brings Towery up near the free throw line, which opens up the back. There's Caleb, little step back. Turn around DeCoudris. Trying to use the glass.
Caleb was a little tired. If he would have gone the other way, we could have gotten a three maybe in the corner or gotten some cut, backdoor cut over there. You're right, that was a missed opportunity.
$1:15 remaining. Homewood love to go into the locker room with the lead. Shot, it could be offensive, but it's called a block on Walden. What do you think, Chet?
I think it was a good thought. If he would have just stuck the landing, he kind of started falling back. And when they see you do that, it's easier to call the block.
And why not again make him earn that at the free throw line? I mean, you got a 50-50 chance on the call.
That's right. And that's what you got to take charges. You got to make them take charges. Yeah, we're a 16-15 ball game. It's really going to come down to neither team shooting well. It's going to be who can be the most aggressive and get to the free throw line the most.
To break the tie. Vestavia didn't have anybody on the free throw line. Vail back in the game. He started today. And turns it over unless Carson's out. Carson saved it briefly. On the run, no good.
Vincent, nice rebound right there, taking it to the hole, make him foul you.
No foul there. Follow, no good. And Vestavia comes up. And then from behind, Foster causes the turnover.
I think I'm going to do a Glenn Brasher, where's the whistle, the Fox whistles. I'm going to order some at halftime.
The professor also waiting for someone to kick the ball into the end zone, but different sport. I'll tell you what, while we got a moment to catch our breath, the three of us, the professor, you and me, we had one heck of a memorable football season.
It was a blast. Great team, and we just had a good time calling games together.
Undefeated in conference play, conference champs, and giving Coach Berge his 100th win. That was a memorable season.
All right, the shot clock's off so they can hold it for the last shot.
15. And that's what Vestavia is doing. Bear, Tower, look for Tower to try to take DeCoudris, and the little teardrop will go. 2 seconds to shoot. Carson lets it fly, no good. And that will end the first half. Low scoring first half, but the Rebels up by 2, 17-15 over the Patriots. All right, the coach, Chet Walker, and I will be back with the halftime activities in third quarter and all that other good stuff. Right now, at the break, it's Vestavia Hills 17, Homewood 15. You're watching Homewood basketball on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page.
heartstrings.
Awesome job! All right, one more time all together. Kindergarten and first grade, join us. Homewood fans, you guys know the words, so make sure you're yelling along with us. Yell out your colors, Homewood! One more time. Homewood, give one more big round of applause for all of our cheerleaders from Edgewood Elementary School. Thank you guys for joining us to cheer on the Patriots. All right, next up we have our full court putt challenge. We have our contestants on the far baseline. They are going to shoot their golf ball all the way down the court, and they're all competing for a $100 Lululemon gift card. Braxton's gonna shoot first. Here we go. When you're ready. Yeah, that's right down the middle. Will it make it? Come on. Keep it going. That was so smart. Good job. Here we go. All right, we're going to count this one down. Here we go. Let's start from 5. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Where's it gonna go? Are we close? Oh! No way, no way. Oh, so close. Big round of applause. Next up, we got Miss Ludson in the house. She plays softball. Let's see if that helps her out. We got some speed on this one. Oh, that's all right. Big round of applause. All right, next up, you know him, you love him. Officer Rebels, get on your feet. Here we go. Rebels, 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 Rebels. Here we go. Oh, we got the pop to it. Oh, my left. Great try, though. Last but certainly not least, she's a Homewood legend. Give it up for Coach Carol Chestnut. The dedication, the focus, the drive. Here we go. Oh, my word. Is it going in? Oh, so close. Great try, Coach Chestnut. Let's get a big round of applause for all of our participants.
It's a 2-point game as we're about ready to start the third quarter. Coach, I think both of us are surprised how low scoring it is. Vestavia 17, Homewood 15.
Yeah, I thought they would score more in the paint, honestly, Vestavia, and then I thought we would hit a few threes to kind of counter that. Because that's one of the things we want to do. We want 70 possessions. We're not anywhere close to getting that tonight. It's really kind of slowed down into a tempo where the more physical team has the advantage. So hopefully we can make a bucket to get into some transition defense and be able to get some points on the board. We hit 2 3-pointers, and that's not going to win it for Homewood when that's what you base your offense of, layups and 3-pointers.
Caleb Carson opened this game with a 4-point play, a 3-point basket plus a foul. That was only one of 2 threes hit by the Patriots. Now, Patriots will get the ball first here in the third, and in this quarter, going from right to left. Carson with a left-handed pass that opens up a 3-point shot, doesn't work. Second chance created by a Vincent rebound.
Yeah, that long rebound, good job. That's what we want to see right there, attack the hole. Like you said, he's 6'5". He needs to attack the glass and stop settling every time for a 3.
That was a good move by Harden, and he's got to do that more often.
Yes.
Don't worry that you didn't make it. His Towery wants 3.
Yeah, we'll let him shoot that all night long.
Harden's got to get engaged. He's very capable. There he is. Watch his spin move. Susie running. Gets the 3-point shot. No good. That was Vincent. So Homewood ran their offense.
Yeah.
They ran the entire set. Didn't hit.
Again, started with Harden attacking. He's not settling and just standing the 6'5" body at the 3-point line. He can use that body and get down low.
Yeah, Towery.
Number 5, Johnny Towery.
And that's what they want to do. You can tell the coaches have talked at halftime about what they want to do. It's just which team executes it the most.
Towery is only a junior, so plenty of time before he makes a college decision. Reverse by Carson didn't go.
Yeah, I want to see him doing that a lot this half, because usually when you're tired, the shot, and he's been sick, and it's hard coming back off an illness. You don't have your basketball breath under you.
It's funny, but him at like 85% is most guys at 100. So what I'm seeing, I know that there's much more, and he's wearing the long sleeve shirt. And again, you have to understand his cardio is going to be affected when you have the flu or a chest cold.
Vail, nice job right there, and like you said earlier, they're letting him play tonight, and he came in there, swiped it, got the turnover.
Homewood down by 4, but in possession with under 6 remaining in quarter number 3.
Let's see what set we're going to run here. I just like what we did last time with the movement.
Susie over to Caleb Carson. Harden.
I like that. He just needed to get it in there a little quicker.
Caleb for 3, straight on, won't go.
That was a nice set because Harden got Towery away from the hole, and it was a little bit quicker. DeCoudres could have, Towery hustles, and he got there and affected the shot.
Towery drains the 3.
I probably I did the Glenn jinx there, but still, I'd rather him settle for that.
Homewood answers.
Basket number 12, Jace Harden.
That's a big comeback right there by Harden.
That's a big shot because they were on a run, starting to get away from us there, and you get the shot, and you get a 30-second timeout by Coach Garrison to try to figure out what we're going to do on defense to stop those easy buckets.
22-18, the Rebels lead the Patriots. One of the great local rivalries. First time in a couple of years they did not beat in football.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Since 2020, they have had an advantage on us. We're 1-7 since 2020. But since 2005. I feel my inner Glenn Brasher coming out.
Yes.
21-19. So we have the upper hand since 2005. We're 21 wins and 19 losses. So it's always been a fairly close rivalry, and we need to get back on the top end of this. Get a run going here and have a good home win tonight.
Both teams, tremendous amount of support here in the Homewood gym. A whistle. Let's see if someone's going to get called for a foul off the ball.
Number 1, Caleb Carson. His
It's
first.
Carson.
Team first.
I didn't see it.
I did not see that one either.
The officials trying to tell the rowdy ones, take a step back. And Carson playing to the home crowd, telling them, get rowdy, keep going.
That's what this rivalry is about. These over mountain games near Christmas. Even when I was a student, I can remember going over to Vestavia and watching Homewood and Vestavia play in 1989.
There, here's Towery, a three, won't fall. And then Cam Foster, outstanding wide receiver prospect, picks up the rebound. Carson with the jab step, and then Caleb gets fouled. See what happens, good things happen when you head to the rack.
Yeah, I think we've just got to be aggressive. Get to the rack. We had Susie in the left corner over here ready for the three. It gives you options, but when you just stand around the perimeter and stay stagnant, it does nothing for your offense.
Second team foul number 1.
As well as the scoreboard.
4:25 remaining. Third quarter. Carson for three. Just a little short again. His shots are short. Not getting the spring in his legs that he's used to getting.
Yeah, I agree. I think, when your legs are a little tired, you kind of tell he's kind of, it's Caleb. He's, like you said, 85% is better than most people's 100, but when he's at 100, those things go in wide open like that.
Well, again, we had the privilege of watching him when he's at 100 during football season. Caleb playing defense that time.
Yeah,
made sure he didn't get the foul, then picks up the rebound. Now he's going to go strong and draw the end one.
Basket number 1, Caleb.
Starting to crank it up a little bit. Somebody over there in that huddle, he said, be aggressive, take it to the hole, have a chance for a three-point play here. That was a nice take versus 3 Rebels. That's how good he can be. He took 3 guys on and got it up and in.
He did a smart play defensively. It all started from the defensive end when he did not commit the foul. Got the rebound and then went downhill. Brown coming out for the Rebels and John Allen Harper back in. Carson trying to make this a 1-point game. Caleb's free throw in and out. Foster knocked it out of bounds.
Checking in for
Nice
Homewood,
job by
number 3,
Foster. I thought he tipped it off of him and at least made the referee have to think about it. That's good hustle.
Agree. That's, again, you're causing a 50-50 ball because of your hustle.
All right, full court, and this is big. Kellen's in now, guarding Towery, and we've got to get some good minutes here while DeCoudris is on the bench.
And a good tie-up defensively.
Nice job by Cam. He was in, and that's what you have to do on those double teams. You can't let the guy catch it in double team. It's got to be air time. He was leaving when the pass was in the air, and they had that double team, caused the travel.
Now, Caleb Carson is also on the bench. That's a foul. And
that's a wraparound right there. I agree with you there.
Well, in some senses, that could have been looked at as a flagrant two-handed push. Homewood shooting for either the tie or the lead. Susie fouled.
Foul is called on number 2, Emery Bear, his second.
Second on Bear. 2-point game with 3:19 remaining third quarter.
Checking in for the Rebels, number 22, Austin Nelson.
Austin Nelson comes in. That's yet another difference between 7A and 6A. 7A, they can bring 6'3" off the bench.
Yes.
Shot for the lead, no good. And then Towery, I think he got fouled by Foster.
Susie, who was mad at himself because I think he had a pretty good look there. We're kind of blocked from the corner there. So
well, I was about to say someone got a good look.
Yeah.
We need a monitor. Rebels by 2 and in possession.
Excellent
Whistle.
defense by Vail right there.
And a timeout called by Vestavia.
Taken by the
Yeah,
Rebels.
Coach Davis didn't like what he
This will
saw.
be a 30-second timeout.
I really like our defensive intensity here to start this third quarter. I like that we're taking the ball to the hole. Because I'm like with Nate Oates and like Coach Garrison's kind of that same philosophy. You do have to keep shooting, but when you've missed 15 and 16 threes, taking it to the hole, try to get a foul, then it helps set up those threes. So I really like what Coach Garrison then said at half.
If they're good threes, open threes, you can't blame anybody. But the contested ones where it's not really your shot and you're forcing it, well, then you got to think about it. You got to think about it, and sometimes you think about it from the bench. Homewood only down by 2, but they don't have possession.
All right, we've changed to a 2-3. Yes, we're in a 2-3 zone here. Giving them a different look out of the timeout.
They got Kellen at the bottom of that. Here's a long 3, and it goes in.
That's
Peterson.
Peterson's the one we do have to watch on those.
Number 3, Adrian Peterson.
5'10" junior drains a 3, 5-point lead now for the Rebs.
He's a good role player for them. He averages 7 a game, but he can shoot the three-pointer for them, and that was a good look. He had nobody on him.
Walden and Kellen, a game of catch.
Towery did a good job reaching in there.
Wide open Towery, and he misses the dunk. Wanted a foul. Susie, little contact. Rebounded by the Rebels. Back and forth we go. Peterson.
Yeah, we're going back to man here. Vale's here guarding. Did a good job cutting off Stubbs' dribble.
Offensive foul.
Towery's lost his cool there. He wanted the foul on the dunk, and he's let it carry over.
Player control call number 5, Johnny Towery.
I'm going right at the Kudris here against him. Pump fake. And force them to either call a foul on him or call it on the Kudris.
So remember, Vestavia had the ball and a +5. Homewood looking to cut into the lead. And Caleb Carson back on the floor along with Susie. A 3 from Harden. In and out.
Great screen by the Kudris. Nice slip screen. Got him a wide open look and just rimmed out.
It's what one of the threes again we talked about. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, that was in rhythm, not forcing it.
He's also in and out. Meanwhile, Emery Bear drains a 3. There was no in-out. It was in.
Barris averages 16.1, and a lot of times he's due to get his points, and he'll shoot. He's not afraid to shoot for them.
8-point lead for Vestavia, and Vincent will get fouled.
That's a nice cut by him, because when Caleb drives baseline and gets there, and he usually can beat his guy there, somebody has to be there. And if the post's not there, Vincent saw that and hurried there and gets 2 free throws.
Vincent, 6'1", 170, and a senior.
Checking in for the Patriots, number 24, Keenan
Coach
Lebo.
Shep had 591 wins for us, and he always talk about glue guys. And, Vincent's a glue guy for us. He just does everything well.
Bear on the rebound.
I'd like him to score more, but he's one of those guys that just plays hard.
Homewood is going to go into the fourth quarter trailing, down by 7 at the moment, and Towery throws it to absolutely no one.
Checking back in for Homewood,
Coach Davis is really mad there. Bear didn't kick out.
55, Drew Susie.
So Davis and
Replacing Daniel Vincent
Brown
and
were
Keenan
both.
Lima.
Brown looked like, what? No, and it's not me. And then Davis was like on Bear there for the wrong cut. Big possession right here, CB.
They're down by 7. Shot clock, game clock, about a 5-second difference. Carson almost lost it. And Vestavia with 24. Is this the game ball right
game
here?
ball right there on you.
Yeah, there you go, John. I didn't realize that was game ball. Kick saving a beauty by Lunsford.
That was a really good hustle play by Vestavia to dive on the ball.
It was.
They've been the first one on the floor twice tonight, and that usually makes the difference.
Offensive. And you know, Bear did a pretty good job there of getting Susie to do that because Susie. Vale gives up a lot of size. He didn't want to be intimidated by the physicality.
Number 10, Daniel Vincent.
He baited us into that because Bear's a physical guy.
A tough turnover, 22 seconds left to go.
This is a mandatory stop here. We got to play our best defense.
Vestavia back in it. Turn around, got it. That's Bear.
Number 2, Emery Bear.
And 9 seconds for the Patriots, down by 9. Caleb Carson shot with 0.8 of a second remaining.
I think he was shooting a 3. We were blocked from that, but I see 3 fingers up, so he was fouled shooting a 3-pointer, I believe.
Emery Bear, that is his 3rd.
That's a bad foul on Bear.
Coach Davis will be sick about that because you got a 9-point lead, and at 0.8 seconds you're going to give free throws to Carson and get our crowd back in it.
Mo Finley does my games with me for UAB, and I've taught him the phrase bailout. That's a bailout foul. 0.8 of a second left to go, and you foul a 3-point shooter. Caleb kind of pushed that, rushed it and pushed it a little bit.
You know, that's the hard thing. The gym time. You know, get to the Christmas break. We're going to see area play. He'll be a lot stronger with all this type of game stuff.
Checking in for Homewood, number 25, James Killen.
Because that's his 3rd missed free
Replacing
throw
number
tonight.
11, Hayes DeCoutris. And number 5, Josiah Batson replaces number 10, Daniel Vincent.
And you know, typically he's a 77% free throw shooter last year.
3rd of 3 is good, and that will close out the 3rd quarter. Carson with 9 at the end of 3 from Homewood. Vestavia 30 and Homewood 22. We'll be back for the final 8 scheduled minutes. You're watching Homewood Athletics on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page. Apparently we're not. Apparently that didn't count. Okay, now. Well, I needed some practice. You know, I've been out of rhythm. So I already said what we're doing, so forget it. I'm not. Hey, end of 3, 8-point lead for Vestavia. Back after this on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page. (30-22), still a low-scoring game. We go to the final 8 minutes. John Lunsford producing. Our athletic director is Rick Bagley. Chet Walker, the coach, to my left. Kurt Bloom saying howdy. The professor is checking in from his palatial estate down in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I told him we were going to be owned.
He's neighbors with Nick Saban, isn't he? They share the same.
I don't know if they're in the same zip code area or not. Coach Saban on that lake that's about a $2.5-3 million home. Glenn, it's good that you're listening tonight. We really enjoyed working with you this year.
Homewood trying to make up an 8-point deficit.
Like you saw, a lot of trap there, and that means the help side's got to protect the hole. So we need to pressure them up top and make sure we don't give up easy layups.
Towery, who has been problems occasionally, his height has been a problem for Homewood.
It's a nice high-low look from Towery to Brown. Brown missed about a 4-foot bank shot there, kind of shot a little too hard off the glass, and then he is the one that commits the foul there.
Caleb Carson, wraparound, yes.
That's just being stronger right there, went up there. We're in full court press right here, trying to make him get a little hectic here and turn it over.
And that's a good call. I like that because Walden is in as well as Caleb Carson. And now back door, and that's the problem. Bear.
That's the thing. You've got to make sure somebody gets back to protect the hole.
Caleb trying to take this game over right now, gets fouled.
Need both these free throws, get it back to 6 points, try to get a turnover.
John Allen Harper, his third, team second.
Third foul, John Allen Harper. Carson 1 for 3 to close out the third quarter at the free throw line. It's a better look right there. He's now at 12 points.
Luke Stubbs replacing number 13, John Allen Harper. Number 12, Jace Harden replaces number 23, Cam Foster for Homewood.
All right, need a make here so we can get into our press. Susie, he was talking to. That's a cardinal sin when the guys at the free throw line got the ball. You don't talk to the guy. He looked back and then he missed the free throw.
Probably worrying, or not worrying, but more importantly, trying to set up the defense.
Yeah.
That's what typically happens there. Here's Bear, who's been effective here in this second half.
Foul is called on number 3, David Walden.
I was glad to see him point baseline because he was not attempting to shoot there. He was in the lane, but he was trying to make a pass.
Checking in for Homewood, number 2, Drew Vale, replacing number 3, David Walden.
Bear working against Caleb Carson. Fadeaway will not come close.
Missed the whole
rim. From the corner won't go. Rebounded by Towery.
Susie had a wide open look. We did a great job in transition getting there. Just missed the look.
Brett Brown wisely slows it down. Bear steps right in.
3-point basket.
So another 3.
Little rivalry talk right there, looking right at our student section and giving them the 3-point sign.
And the lead has swelled to 10. Chet, 35-25.
Time to get back in the paint. The Cougars kicks out.
Vale.
That's a tough look because you had your post player and everybody was around the perimeter. Need to recompose and just find a way to get a stop.
Running the
Just
baseline.
timeout time here, maybe. Bears taking it over. That was a really nice take by him.
He's had a strong second half.
There's your timeout.
And a whistle.
You could feel that one coming and needed to try to. Jace Harden just kind of flailed and reached, and then you got to stay in. You can't make up 10 points in one possession. You just can't do that.
We're going to take a full timeout from Homewood. Vestavia out in front by 12, 37-25. Our entire crew will be back. Homewood basketball on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page. Biggest lead of the game right now for the Rebels. 37-25. We're in the fourth quarter with 5:45 remaining.
We don't have to have a three here. We just need a good look. Something to the hole or uncontested three.
Foul, which will stop the clock. To me, and as a broadcaster, we always look at the clock.
Luke Stubbs, that is his third,
And
team third.
each tick is in favor of Vestavia at the moment. They've got a 12-point lead.
That's the thing in this game. If you can hit your free throws, get a couple of turnovers. In this game, we can come back so quick with a couple of threes or some easy, but we've got to stop Bear. Bear's starting to feel it. Towery lost his cool a little bit. He's back in. Maybe get this lead back down to 10 and make
Rebels, number
a
13, John
great
Allen
defensive stop.
replacing number 1, Brett Brown.
He also would love to get some points again when that clock stops. And this is what Carson is trying to do here. And that cuts it to 10. Caleb had 4 points in the first 30 seconds. He was 14. 2-on-1 results in a dunk.
Poor rotation. We trapped, and they threw out of the trap right away, got it to the middle, and then it was an easy layup.
Carson in traffic, rejected by Towery. Walden hits the floor. Towery has it. The Rebels by 12 end possession.
That bucket at the end of the third quarter, for them really kind of turned the momentum, and then they've come out here in the fourth quarter and taken control of the game.
5 minutes, Coach, remaining. And you're down by a dozen against a pretty good team. Here's
Nice
a
double
steal.
team. That was a nice double team there.
Caleb Carson can't hit the three. Oh, a rebound by Daniel Vincent, keeping this possession alive. And then Vincent gets fouled. And there you go. Clock will stop.
That's nice. That's team number 4 now. Those are starting
number 3, Adrian.
to get to that 5th foul, and that'll be important.
Second, team 4. Checking in for Homewood, number 25.
And that gets
James
back to the
Keller,
stopping the
replacing
clock.
number
Now
11,
every
Ace
foul
Peters.
from here on out, we can stop the clock and get points
Right.
if we'll be aggressive.
Carson finds the cutter.
Basket by number 10,
Vincent.
Daniel Vincent.
5 for Vincent. Nice pass by Caleb Carson.
Yeah, Vincent and Carson played a lot of ball together, and you can kind of see that. He knew where that ball was going to be. Got the nice, easy layup. Need a stop right here.
Down to 10, but here's a steal. That'll help. Walden will finish from the right side.
Basket by number 3, David Walden.
Davis is wanting a foul over there. Coach Davis is, but I didn't see anything there. That was just a good defensive play.
Under 4. Now, in my book, you still need the stop right here because the clock is your enemy. Under 4. Here's a 3 for the Hills, and they got it.
3-point basket is good, number 2, Henry Bear. And with that basket, we have a
Bear's
timeout on
showing,
the floor.
what kind of player he is. He's a senior.
This will be
He
a
has
full
really
timeout
stepped
taken
up
by
here in the
Vestavia.
fourth quarter. And I always say, when I tell my kids at Homewood in any sport, the age matters, and you can tell, Vestavia is really good at this too. That's what's across the front. Doesn't matter what's back here. It was a tight ball game, and he has come out here to take it over this fourth quarter.
He had 4 points at the break. He has 10 points since in the third and fourth quarters combined, and they're big points.
Big points.
When Homewood is making a little bit of a run, then back comes Bear and Vestavia.
Those are daggers. Those are the daggers there. And big-time players, make those.
Right, absolutely. He stepped right into it. You're telepathically, you can see that one coming.
Yeah. And those are the things Caleb we're counting on down the stretch when he gets his basketball legs under him, that he'll be, he's the guy that goes through. And Jace Harden has a lot of play under us. He has shown some signs, like being more aggressive. And those, one day those threes will fall. It's just, sometimes it gets in your head. When you're a 40% three-point shooter and you're shooting 20, 22, 23%, there's so much mental in basketball.
Mike Morris told me at Sanford, he said, when the ball goes in, we all look a little smarter. Yeah, he's right.
He's right. Peyton, his son, played for me a long time ago.
Caleb with the spin move. Carson and Towery.
That's a great move, just short legs. He was right there at the rim and just didn't get it over the rim.
Towery knifed his way in for that rebound, too.
Yeah, Towery's good on this press break, too, because he's such a big target in the middle.
Vestavia's there again.
Wide open.
Basket number 2,
Rebound, Stubbs hustled, and that really set that up, and then they rotated it back out, and he had an open three.
A 6'3" guy who could shoot like that, that's a tough guard for anybody.
Susie had a decent look there, but it was just rimmed out.
Less than 3 minutes, and the Rebels up by 14.
Got to keep playing good defense here.
It's only a 2-point game, Coach, at half. 17-15, but the Rebels went into the locker room. They've come out shooting, led by Bear. 5 to shoot. Here's a corner three.
Great skip pass right there. We had to come to help side on the baseline because their size. He skipped it over there, and Coach Garrison has a timeout.
This will be a full timeout.
This will be a full timeout. We'll take one as well. 2:18 remaining. And the Rebels lead the Pats 48-31. You're watching basketball on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page. Less than 3 minutes remaining as the Rebels in this rivalry game have a 48-31 lead.
All right, we only have one foul, so once we get this bucket in, which I'll be positive about, then we've got to start really being aggressive, trying to get tie-ups and try to steal that ball. If not, get called for the foul. We have nothing to lose now.
DeCoudris. Foul on Stubbs.
All right, we get to score some points here without the clock running. 2:02 left, and that's important, to get that clock stopped. And like I said, we have one team foul. It's kind of surprising. Bear shoots 60% from the free throw line.
Carson shoots 2
And
shots
then
from one.
you've got Towery shoots right around 56%. So, we need to start putting them to the line if we can get it. Again, you're right there at 16-point lead. We knocked that free throw down, but that's our only opportunity is really to be aggressive to the ball here.
9 of Caleb Carson's points have come in the second half. A 15-point lead with 2:02 remaining.
We were trying to substitute. We were trying to substitute for Caleb Carson after the free throw made, and the Batson came on the floor, but then they waved him off. I thought his shirt tail was in, so I don't know why they're not allowing that substitution. Because it's a good call when you want to be able to set up in your defense, so you have to sub when you make that second free throw. And then you put in your 5 best defenders. You are a hard man or either some kind of zone. That's the one thing, in my coaching career, I started 7 years at John Carroll. We would press on misses, but a lot of times we'd back it up against and that's one of those things that, when you're trying to install, this is only Coach Garrison's second year, I would back it up a little bit to shorten the court, because when you got a 6'7" guy in the middle of that press, it's hard. And then their guards have handled it
Free throw
decently.
counts. Technical foul has been called on Homewood for 6 players on the floor.
Probably hear our public address announcer just tell the crowd that Homewood has been docked a technical for having 6 players on the floor. Emery Bear will shoot the tee.
The only thing I could see, I wish we had a replay with David Walden. I saw him coming off the floor, so Walden was on there. Plus, I'm kind of baffled on that one.
Bear 1 out of 2. You mentioned your John Carroll teams again. You got to have the athletes, and you did.
And here, we've got some, but again, you got a young guy. He's a sophomore. He may not be ready for that in this full court. And then the offensive end really may not be able to run the stuff like Jace Harden or some of these guys can run. Davis Lee, pretty good athlete. But, offensively,
Foul number 2.
you got to play the guys that have shown more offensive ability here. And, you're right. We did have a lot of players over there. And then, here.
I mean, you had D1 players, you had NBA players, and it's a special athlete that could play 90 feet of basketball. We talked about that during the girls' game. And the problem with the Homewood girls, they're so young. They have a 7th grader and a slew of freshmen.
Oh, yeah. Nice turnover there, but you're right. Such a young ball club.
Guess who on the rejection?
Mr. Towery. From watching film, like I was telling you before, it was a little more limited than football film, but I still watched 2 games, and he has really shown me more tonight than he did. Not that he didn't. He's a really good player, but he really plays hard.
Well, down to the last minute and 140 rather. Caleb Carson never giving up. Clock will stop. Back to the free throw line for Carson. And Vestavia, or rather Homewood, they're going to do a complete line change. 5 coming in, 5 going out if Carson hits that second free throw. The first one is just perfect.
Sam Foster, James Kellen,
And Batson will be in for Caleb if he makes this free throw, and then we can get a stop and match up.
135 remaining.
That's the thing. It's hard to play. When you're playing the full court, freshman level, so many times, or JV when I coached that, you'd have to shorten the court a little bit and back it up because I didn't have the athletes always.
Bear. Now the whistle had blown. He kept going. Walden was protecting his domicile. Well, and Walden gets called for the foul. I thought I heard a whistle.
Yeah, I did too.
5 brand new ones ready to roll in. Towery putting the icing on the cake.
Jace Harden in for Homewood.
Credit to Vestavia, and like I said, this will kind of put us in a bet. This will be 1-8 versus them since 2020.
Well,
Time out on the floor taken by the Rebels.
Chet, the guys for Vestavia that need to play big have played big. Towery and Bear, that's the heart of that club.
Yeah, their players stepped up really in the second half. Towery's had a really solid game, but Bear, and that's in high school basketball, it takes 2. It takes 2 to make a thing go right.
Correct.
It takes 2. You need 2 players, and then the others just need to play defense. And those 2 stepped up. We were in such a low-scoring game. Those 2 guys have carried them. And then if Brown or Stubbs, one of those guys gets a bucket, that's gravy. But
Peterson had a big 3 in terms of momentum.
And again, we got football legs. Caleb will be there, and he's been sick. He really battled through it here this second half. He's playing hard, and you can tell that competitive nature he has.
A 3 from the corner would be nice. Didn't go.
All right, that was good, though.
Push, but
that's something we can learn from. Susie had a contested 3, made the extra
11,
pass, and
Hayes
Harden had a wide open 3 in the corner. In today's game,
number 13, John Allen Harper shoots 2
you
shots.
just get on the gun. They should be up here all day Saturday. You get up here and you pull the gun out. Coach, opens the gym and just keep shooting. That's all you can do. Keep shooting. That first game we were 5 for 39 from the 3-point arc. You just got to keep shooting.
17-point lead for the visitors. 1:22 remaining. Caleb Carson wanted 3. Bear gets fouled.
That was a little hard. Those are hard
Foul
threes
is
in
charged to
transition.
number 11, Hayes DeCoutras, his second.
We
Number
have
2,
the
Emory Bear
potential.
shoots 2 shots for Vestavia.
Minor in the area is going to be tough. They're going to be the cream of the area, but Coach Garrison going to get them going. We played solid defense. We just kind of gave up a few. When you start trying to overplay, that's the big key is when you start overplaying and flailing out there, then they get open threes. And credit to their 2 big players, they stepped up.
Football taught us a lesson, and that is that your area games count. They count way more than a win or a loss against a team that's not in your region.
Yeah.
The football team suffered 1 loss during the regular season.
Davis Lee, Cam
Had
Foster,
nothing to do with the
James
area.
Kellen, David Walden,
Went to Parker, got the
Josiah Batson back
huge
for Homewood.
win there.
You can learn a lot from these games on film.
No doubt. No doubt. We'll hit the 1-minute mark. Now Vestavia keeping their starters in, most of them. Towery, Bear, Peterson, and Stubbs. Their
bench is not as deep as ours. We have a lot more players. We kind of have a Mountain Brook bench, and theirs is just you got what you got, and you're going to play with them.
40 seconds. Towery, 1 more.
Nice job by Kellen there, just keeping his body on him.
Kellen. 3-pointer straight on. Off the hands of Stubbs.
$15 seconds left.
Foster's drive met with some contact. Vestavia played matching Homewood's energy, both their fans and their team. And when you're on the road, if you can match energy, here's a 3. Didn't go. 7 seconds remaining. If you're matching somebody's intensity and energy.
Yeah, you can hear it on your, listen to this crowd, you're right. They brought the fans, their team, when it was time, crunch time, I'm talking about the energy level really picked up. When they hit that 3, Coach Davis called timeout, and then we tried to do the same thing, but we just could not keep it going. We never could string buckets together. Could you count how many? I don't remember if we could hit 3 buckets in a row the whole game.
I don't think so, but more importantly, you look at the other end of it, I don't know how many times Homewood got 3 stops in a row. And that's where, an Andy Kennedy would look at life, and Nate Oates would look at life. I know Bucky McMillan, had a stat about that. If you get 3 stops in a row, there was a certain name about that. Look, Vestavia played and shot well, especially in the second half. Good thing about Homewood, it's not an area game, and they finally got Caleb Carson back on the floor, Drew Vail back on the floor, and Drew Susie back on the floor. So Homewood at the right time getting a little bit healthy. Let's get your final thoughts, and then we'll toss it to our next game.
Well, people are going to, look at the score and like 54-37. They got away from us here in the fourth quarter. We're having to overplay, not play our game. Play a little more full court than we're probably ready to at this point in the year, with so many guys having been sick. So the shooting has got to change. The confidence level, because we can shoot at a 35% clip from threes, and we're at 22%, and probably went beyond below 22% after this game. So just got to keep working, get in the gym, and the kids have to get their shots in. Number two is just continuing to work. We got to have back-to-back-to-back stops. And you're right. That's you can't keep scoring if you don't get stops. And we've got to be better defensively against size.
Against size. Yeah, Johnny Tower is not the only 6'7" guy in the state of Alabama.
No.
We get ready for the holiday, but the other thing is, you made a great point. You have to have two stars in each game.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Carson, still feeling the effects of the flu, had 18. I don't see anybody else at quick glance who had more than 3. And that's too much for that young man to put it all all on his shoulders. So, anyways, look, first half, most of the third quarter, very close. Great crowd here, great support. We know people were watching on our YouTube page, so we're just getting started.
Yes.
And I'm very excited for the holidays, and then January we'll be in the region play. So for our producer and director, John Lunsford, our athletic director, Rick Bagley, for Coach Elijah Garrison and his crew, my broadcast partner is Chet Walker. This is Kurt Bloom, CB, saying may today be the best day of your life. But tomorrow be even better. And thanks for watching tonight on the Homewood Athletics YouTube page.